Guys, before the intro starts rolling and the video begins, I want to apologize because the quality on this gameplay isn't going to be as smooth as my other videos, and also for some reason I decided I was going to use the word realistic like 100 times in this video, and while I was editing it started to get annoying. So if it's starting to annoy you, I'm sorry about that, bear with me. I believe the information in this video is actually pretty good, so you might want to stick around till the end. Thank you guys, let's get started with the video.
Pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about NBA Live, so no, your eyes did not deceive you. I actually have been playing NBA Live, and something I actually started to realize is that NBA Live, it feels a lot more like real basketball than NBA 2K. Now I know you're probably angry right now, but listen, bear with me for a second. Let me explain myself, because yes, NBA 2K is still the superior video game by far. I mean, it has better game modes, it has better features, it has better gameplay mechanics. Even the menus are better because you know how to deal with those loading screens that NBA Live has. All around, NBA 2K is the better video game, and I don't think anybody would argue that. I mean, if somebody does decide to argue that, they're probably being biased or they're trolling at this point. I don't know, maybe they really are people out there that think that, but anyways, I do not think so. I think NBA 2K is the better video game, but I think NBA Live is the better basketball game. Yeah, I know it's weird, but listen to me for a second. Alright, so as I was playing NBA Live, I started to realize that yeah, the game is a little bit boring, but I'm actually having fun, and that's because it's giving me something that NBA 2K has never given me really, and that is the realistic basketball. Because I do play basketball in real life, I do watch a lot of NBA, so whenever I want to, whenever I go to play 2K or NBA Live, it's because I want to play a basketball video game. At least that's how it used to be. Lately, I just want to play 2K because I enjoy the way 2K works. But that's another point that actually NBA Live raised up, and that is that why does NBA 2K work if it's not really a realistic representation of how basketball is in real life? And that's what we're gonna touch in this video, because NBA Live, like I said, it's a lot more realistic basketball wise than NBA 2K. Like let's give an example, right? When you think of NBA 2K, you're thinking of the lockdown spamming square. You have the the stretch fours, dribbling like Kyrie Irving and pulling off from half court. You got the dribble gods, which are they're not realistic at all. And like seriously, like you might disagree, but these are not realistic stuff that happen in real life. Like whenever you play basketball in real life, you don't see people dribbling like the dribble gods in 2K. Even people like Bone Collector or the Professor that dribble kind of crazy and not really like how most people dribble. Even they, NBA 2K dribble gods don't dribble like that. It's kind of different, and it's really a lot unrealistic. Think of like the lockdowns. Like you don't see Kawhi Leonard just swiping his hands at every ball that he sees, and you sure as hell don't see Kevin Love dribbling like Kyrie Irving and pulling off from half court. Even Steph Curry, who it's probably the player that pulls off from half court more, he doesn't do it like in NBA 2K. He doesn't do it that often. And there's honestly tons of examples that I could give you, but just to make this video short, that's where I'm gonna stop talking about how 2K is unrealistic. But the point is that whenever I play 2K, I always loved the game, but I always feel like this is not, I'm always screaming, this is not basketball, like this is not realistic. And that's one of the things that disappoints me about NBA 2K, even though I personally love the game, and that's the game that I play the most by far. And that's why I've been enjoying NBA Live, because man, it feels realistic. Like don't get me wrong, the gameplay is what brings it down. The gameplay is what's bad about NBA Live, at least in my opinion. But the way that the game looks, like if you're a spectator and you look at 2K next to NBA Live, you'll definitely think that NBA Live is the more realistic game, even though the graphics are probably not as good as NBA 2K. Let me just give you some examples. Like let's talk about stealing the ball, right? When somebody in 2K, when somebody tips the ball, usually the ball just like they tip it with the back of their hands, or they might even tip it with their body. Like it's super unrealistic, super weird. The ball just starts rolling down the court. You have everybody chasing after the ball and spamming triangle to die for it, and even when you die for it, half the time you don't get it, and then the times that you do get it, a lot of times it just keeps sliding out of bounds, and it just makes for this really unrealistic gameplay. And don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's weird and unrealistic. As if in NBA Live this doesn't really happen, You do have your occasional passes that you know, they go out of bounds or the player doesn't catch them, but usually this ends up looking realistic. And when somebody tips the ball on a passing lane or whatever, it looks realistic. And yes, you do have people chasing after the ball, but not in the way that you chase after the ball in 2K. You actually do it in a realistic fashion, and that's honestly what I'm gonna say here. That even though the gameplay is better than NBA 2K, NBA Live just kind of makes it look better in a way. It makes it not better, but it makes it look more realistic. Think about dribbling, right? In NBA Live, dribbling, all those dribble moves that you do in NBA Live, they look realistic. Think about all the animations and all the captions that they got. They got the professor, they got Bone Collector. They even got like Krim Bigums, which is I was really impressed by the way they made his body type in the game and all of that. But yeah, like every dribble move and everything just looks realistic. There's obviously some exceptions, but for the most part everything looks realistic. But the way that he plays, like when you're dribbling, it feels clunky, and it just doesn't feel as good as NBA 2K. However, NBA 2K, even though it feels good and you can string combos together and you know, everything kind of just flows smoothly, it doesn't look as realistic as NBA Live, but it doesn't look as realistic as real basketball. Like I said, dribble guards, you know, it's super fun to do. I'm not a dribble guard personally, but I can do a lot of the moves that dribble guards do because I'm just a point guard in general, and I pretty much know every dribble move that there is in the game. So my point is that it just feels amazing when you're dribbling in 2K, but you can kind of tell that it's not realistic. Even stuff like the spacing, it kind of flows better in NBA Live. Driving to the basket in NBA Live, every time you drive to the basket and you hold the square button to go up for a layup or a dunk or whatever, your character seems to always do the right animation, even though sometimes he can do like reverses and you know, all these weird floaters animations and all of that, your character just kind of does it automatically. You don't really have to put any skill into it. It kind of seems like he always does the right animation for that situation. When it comes to 2K, even when you have more control of what you're doing, even though you actually do stuff manually, seems like a lot of times when you go for a layup, your character does the completely wrong animation, gets you blocked, or you know, misses the wide open layup. And this does happen in NBA Live, don't get me wrong, but it seems to happen a lot more often in 2K, and the way that it looks, it seems to be more realistic in NBA Live, except it takes a lot less kills. So the point is that NBA 2K just plays better as a video game, even though it doesn't look realistic most of the time. I mean, there's a lot of realistic animations in both games, but in NBA Live it just seems to be more present, the present of real basketball and real, you know, like just how it looks in the NBA and how it looks when you go to your local park or your local gym to play basketball. That seems to be how the game is played in NBA Live for most of the time. I mean, there's obviously stuff that aren't realistic at all, like you got people just doing crazy dunks in situations where it shouldn't even be possible, but obviously that happens in 2K as well. And it seems to be that 2K is kind of a basketball style of its own. Like 2K has its own basketball like style wise. Like whenever you play 2K, you aren't really expecting to get the most realistic basketball simulation there is out there. You're just expecting to get the best basketball game in terms of just you know, the better video game. And that's kind of the point of this video. Like, while 2K is by far the better video game, and while 2K just plays a lot better than NBA Live, NBA Live somehow, some way, seems to look more like real basketball. I never thought I'd be saying this, guys. Trust me, I never thought I'd be saying this, but I just felt like I had to make a video on it. And hopefully the gameplay in the background kind of gave you some example. I recorded the gameplay before I did the commentary, so yeah, hopefully, you know, a lot of the stuff that I talked about do happen in the game. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button. If you disagree or if you agree with me, make sure you let me down in the comments below. And also, I wanted to ask you guys if there's any NBA Live news out there, because I've been searching and there doesn't seem to be anything. I'm talking about NBA Live 20, by the way. There doesn't seem to be any news out there, so I don't know. But I don't really care that much, to be honest. I'm gonna be playing 2K most of the year, but I'm willing to give NBA Live 20 a try if it does come out. But yeah, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys on the next one.